to another episode of the Trending Echoes podcast, coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. Today, we will be diving into the fascinating tale of how two think tanks have come together in a meeting of minds. Our guest today is Professor Satoshi Ikeuchi, a distinguished expert in global security, Middle Eastern studies, and the interplay of religion and politics. Professor Ikeuchi brings a wealth of knowledge and unique perspectives to our conversation. Welcome to our podcast, Professor Ikeuchi. So you have a diverse and impressive background, in particular in global security, Middle Eastern studies, and the relationship between religion and politics. Can you tell us more about your academic journey and how these areas of expertise have shaped your current work?
It all started when the Cold War ended, at the end of 80s and early 1990s, when I was a young, student, high school and university student, when the paradigm collapsed and the world become united or seemed to have been united, but we were making soul searching what the world is going to be. At that time, I've chosen the Middle East and Islam as my lifetime topic because at that time the world seemed to become a monotonous under liberal democracy and the United States hegemony, but Middle East and Islamic ideas and the people and this idea looked like having some alternative or some counter idea to the dominant ideas on that time. So it started at the time in the soul searching years of 1990s. Soul searching for me, but soul searching for the world. And what happened after that, 9/11 or Iraq war or upheavals in the Middle East or some declining or receding American hegemony, all impacted my research topics. So that's led me to the Middle East, and still I'm searching for the idea which is going to lead the world to the future.
And maybe that's what made Trends reach out to you to organize our fourth annual conference. And this brings me to my second question, where I wanted to know how did the collaboration between Trends and the University of Tokyo come about? If you can share some insights into how the initial contact was made with myself and the team at Trends, and what brought the two institutions together, if I may say.
Yeah, I have been working on the task of bridging the gap between Japan and outside world, particularly in the Middle East. Why? Our contact it was always been through the Western world. We visit U.S. or Europe and meet with people from the Middle East. Why we don't have direct contact? That's my aim, to bridge the gap between Japan and the Middle East. So I have been working for connecting institutions between particularly academic institutions of Japan and the Middle East. So I'm hopping around the Middle East, from Istanbul to Abu Dhabi to Amman, Cairo, and even Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and then Dubai. So I'm hopping around the Middle East, and in each city I visit, I'm trying to find my counterpart organization. So in Abu Dhabi, Dubai, when was talking with my friends over there, the name of the trains very often appeared, showed up in our discussions. So I was interested in it. I was asking to my friends about the contact with friends. Eventually, friends came to us, our
The law of
institution.
attraction.
Yes.
That's
So I
great.
was waiting for the opportunity. First, Trends leadership visited our institution, Research Center for Advanced Science and Technology of the University of Tokyo. Then we started talking about joint something. So this time, the joint yearly conference, is the first opportunity to fulfill our duty.
And I remember you telling me that the whole conference is very peculiar to the Japanese community, and a lot of them are interested to attend and hear from the Middle Eastern experts. So how do you see that coming, since the conference is happening tomorrow?
It's a very rare opportunity for Japanese audience to experience their a direct conversation with the Middle Eastern people. And actually, Middle Eastern people are very used to such kind of interaction with the Western countries, but there are not so much opportunity for us to directly talk with each other, and it's a process of combining two customs cultures. It's as an organizer, it's a very tough and challenging opportunity, because always we have two set of norms and expectations. So I'm now translating or connecting different
I know
systems.
what you mean. But it's coming along nicely.
Yeah.
Yes.
For the moment, yes.
For the moment. Since we have been talking about touching upon the topic of the conference, I just wanted to know, with the advancement in artificial intelligence, how do you see the impact on the future of global order, particularly in the realms of international development and geopolitical relations? And what role do you think AI can play in both challenges and solutions as well?
As an international affairs specialist, the possibility of artificial intelligence is huge. The most strong impact is its leveling effect. Advancing countries can very quickly catch up or take over advanced countries with these new technologies. So it can shake the world order, particularly the relationship between industrialized nations and industrializing advancing nations. So that might be a catalyst for a quick change or fluid situation in the international affairs.
And how do you see that happening for Japan in particular?
Japan, as a very educated, learned nation, I think there are chances for Japan to be the stable driving force for the development of and a proliferation of new technologies to the world, because artificial intelligence, it's a creation by the small number of elite, but it's a process of popularizing it, changing the society, we need millions of engineers. And Japan, we have such kind of human resources in the very educated middle class people. So we can be a driving force or contributing force for the a popularizing or kind of democratizing new technologies to the world.
That's really great to hear, and we hope we can learn and follow as well. So if we come to Sustainable Development Goals, how does AI contribute to that? And what are the ethical or practical challenges that need to be addressed in the context of Sustainable Development Goals?
There's been gap between the earlier advanced industrialized nations and now for quickly industrializing nations. There are competition or kind of conflict between Western nations and catching up the other nations. So, but if all the nations, our idea is all the nations just develop themselves and be wealthy but we cannot have such kind of development all over the world environmentally. So we need some technology to curtail the consumption and surge of energy use. So with the advancement of artificial intelligence and other advanced technologies, we expect such kind of containment of environmental disaster by people becoming rich. That ideal. The world population develops themselves at the same time, but we cannot accommodate them without a advancement of technologies. So we expect much from artificial intelligence and other related technologies.
Has there been any projects that roles or RCASTs have been working on that fall into achieving some of these goals? Because I know you have the Inami and Munai lab, and I think it's very interesting. So is there anything related to these goals?
Of course.
Maybe some fixing some environmental issues happening in the Asian region?
Yes, we have many projects inside this research center, and one is a newly established initiative, a division for energy security and sustainability. And in this new division, we are people, scholars are getting together from both science, technology, and social sciences, even humanities, to pass to the sustainable development. And we need to reconcile with our energy transition and energy needs. And we still need energy, but we need a optimal path to energy transition. So this is attained. This goal is attained not only by technological development. We need international consensus on it, and we need consensus between energy consuming country and energy producing country. We also need technologically advanced countries and following up countries. We need a consensus between different worlds. So in our division, new initiative of energy security and sustainability, we are trying to find a optimal path for everyone, not in Asia or in Europe or the Middle East, everyone from different standpoints, different backgrounds.
Okay. So, looking into the future and looking ahead, what opportunities do you see for further cooperation between Trends and RCAST at the University of Tokyo? And is there any upcoming projects that you have in mind and you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, we're going to have a festival. A lot of people visit from UAE to Japan. But I want to continue this interaction in a more regular basis. Almost each month or even once in 2 months at least. We want to have some event like seminars or maybe exhibitions somewhere. So we need a continuous interaction between our people. We have already such kind of interaction with the US, with Europe, and it's the same for the Gulf people or Emirati people. But we don't have interaction, very familiar interaction between us directly. So that it's not natural, So
Exactly.
yeah,
I'm thinking, why did it take so long,
yes, for me, it's unbelievable. But for most ordinary people in Japan, no ordinary people in Emirates, I think people still look at each other some distant or strange, object. But actually, even though there are some cultural differences and preferences are a little bit different, but we have much in common. And in one room, in a small seminar room or big conference hall, if we get together one room and talk each other, then we'll find many common, understanding. So I want to accelerate this cultural, integration. We need to find a new horizon, and I think this kind of event will make us familiar with each other, each cultures, each positions, and that will make it easy for us to find such as common path towards everything like energy transition, and so which we commonly faced with.
Maybe one more point that I want to touch upon is you told me a few minutes ago that you've studied in Egypt. Would you say that maybe the opportunity that you had, studying abroad in the Middle East made you closer and wanted to connect again to the Middle East and delve more into the issues happening in the Middle East? And maybe the cultural gap between the two countries have separated the communities for a long time, and it took a long time to come together, such as this amazing collaboration happening between Trends and University of Tokyo. If you can talk a little bit about your experience in those years, maybe you will get people from the Japanese community excited to come into the Middle East and experience that firsthand.
Yes, every now and then I've been talking about my young days in experience with the Middle East, particularly Egypt and Cairo, particularly that great city. And already people are interested in it, but still, yes, there are gaps between us. But the enchanting nature of the Middle East is very, strong among Japanese people. So I every now and then recollect about my young days, particularly as an university student. My stay in Cairo was very peculiar for a Japanese, since I've been one of the very few Japanese students, visiting frequently to Egypt or other Middle Eastern countries, and then settled in Cairo during my graduate studies. I just lived there in Cairo because it's a open city. Everyone is welcome. So I stayed there, and I found a kind of family over there who always welcome me back. So I keep coming back in the same room, keeping in a shaka, apartment
Yes.
in Cairo, and the landowner, is kind of my family, and they yes treat me like family still now. So actually, I keep visiting famous Cairo's bookshops to know about the Middle East, know about the Arab world, culture, religion, and customs. So I eventually I ended up with full shelves of books in Arabic books and in Cairo. So I couldn't send it because there are regulations, strict
course.
regulations. So I kept it in the room for decades, and finally my host family asked me to bring it back. So somehow I brought it back to Japan. So now thousands of books in my laboratory. Just sent it just arrived from Cairo. So it's a lifetime commitment, but the Middle East deserves it. So yeah, this story is very long story, and actually I'm keeping talking about it to my audience in Japan, and people are very interested in it. Still, not many people follow suit. Still they hesitate to come and live in the Middle East. But nowadays, like Gulf countries, more accessible countries and cities, we have so many interesting and lively cities, and people are more interested in just visiting, enjoying culture, tourism. So also, so many people are now visiting to Japan. It's so-called inbound for Japanese. It's a new phenomenon. Most of the time in the past half a century, Japanese tourists are going abroad. But now tourists are coming to Japan, and we are welcoming people from abroad, particularly from the Middle East. I think for the Middle East people, Japan is different, and but that's why they are enchanted. Almost enigmatic, Japanese culture is very, very interesting for the Middle East nation. So,
And I can tell you from experience that a lot of the young people, and now they have become, adults, they were very interested in the, entertainment culture, the anime, the mangas and stuff. It's very popular up to this day. So as you said, bridging this gap, maybe, I think thanks to the technology right now, it's really helping a lot. And maybe we can both work together in utilizing, technology, technological advancements and artificial intelligence in bridging this gap and bridging the, as you said, the strange notions about the different regions of the world. And we can start learning about each other and working together.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Professor. It's been a pleasure. And I hope, as you said, this is not going to be only the beginning. We will continue working together. And definitely, I believe it's going to be a very great future for both of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure.